Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Joe, and I'm doing guitar-related videos, daily vlogs, sometimes some little book readings. Just a couple of different things. A lot of stuff, maybe with driving a truck, stuff like that. Yesterday's vlog, I did a live vlog from my driveway all the way to where I work. So it was a little over an hour long. And during that time period, we talked about or I talked about, rather, Sammy Hagar's book, Red, My Uncensored Life in Rock. And I found an article on the internet here I was wanting to share with you. It's a couple of years old, and so it's been out, it's been out for a while. But I thought it was very interesting what was being said here. So let's see if we can go through some of that. Just trying to keep my phone set up here. Okay, man, let's see. It says, and I'm getting this from classicrock.com. This is where this information is coming from, and this came out in 2015. So classicrock.com for all your classic rock needs. So it says, Eddie Van Halen has accused Sammy Hagar of improper depictions of his alcoholism. While the guitarist does not back away from discussing his addictions and doesn't call him a liar, he says in a new interview, that Hagar exaggerated a bit in his 2011 autobiography, Red, My Uncensored Life in Rock. Really? So, the book come out in 2011, and so you're just hearing something about this 4 years later? Wow. I don't know. Kind of weird. Quote, Edward says, around 2004, the reunion tour, and Sammy talks about that a lot in his book. It was pretty rough. Quote, around 2004, I suppose I became a very angry drunk, Edward told Billboard. But the stuff in Hagar's book was definitely embellished. That's him painting a picture of something that never happened. The section of Hagar's book that details the Van Halen's 2004 reunion tour paints an unflattering picture of Eddie spiraling out of control due to his addiction. Wow. Let's see. And they go to talk about, okay, and it goes on to talk about where Sammy was talking about, when Sammy did that interview, I guess what was last year, how Eddie said some bad stuff about Mike, having to show Michael how to play all the notes and having to have cameras in there to, stuff. And Sammy did that little 2-minute spiel on YouTube about how he said that was a bunch of BS. And he told Eddie to, some choice words, and Sammy got pissed off and got up and took the microphone off. That's what's talking about right here. Okay, then it goes on to say, Van Halen, who has been sober since 2008, admitted that his drug use was part of his creative impulses. I didn't drink to party, he said. Alcohol and cocaine were private things to me. I would use them for work. The blow keeps you awake, and the alcohol lowers your inhibitions. I'm sure there were musical things I would not have attempted were I not in that mental state. Wow. You just play by yourself with a tape running, and after about an hour, your mind goes to a place where you're not thinking about anything. Pretty interesting. Let's see here. This is pretty wild right here. Adding that his father was an alcoholic, Edward started drinking and smoking when he was 12. He says, I got drunk before I showed up to high school. My 9th grade science teacher, he could smell the alcohol, and he told me, don't drink anything you can't see through. And I was like, so, vodka? And the teacher said, yeah, which was great, because that was my drink of choice, Edward said. Wow. Wow. To be young again, man. Billboard reached out to Hagar for his side of the story, and he defended every word. Sammy says, there is what Eddie says, and there is the truth. I'm just happy to see that he's healthy, sober, and playing music again. Well, so there you go, man. It just kind of shows, now just for me, for my opinion, and I'm not saying nothing bad about anybody, so don't nobody, get in a tizzy here and start, look at my shirt. I want Eddie Van Halen for freaking president, for God's sake. Look at that. Was I there? No. Could this be embellished? Of course. A lot of people will embellish things just to, especially in a book, to sell more copies. But do I think that it's over embellished? Personally, I don't think so. Why would Sammy lie? What good is that going to do him? he's I just don't see him doing something spiteful to over embellish something to mess up Eddie. I just don't see that. I really feel that he was telling it like it was. I really do. I mean, he's said that numerous occasions in interviews. So I just like I've been talking about the past few vlogs about this. If a Van Halen reunion were to happen, I'm going to tell you the truth, what my opinion is. I think Sammy's like, hey, if it happens, great. If it don't, that's fine too. I think he would like to do it, but I think if it doesn't happen, it's no skin off his back. Because let me tell you something, and I have to give credit to my buddy Jim in Louisiana, because he told me this, and it made a lot of sense. And he said, if you think about it, Eddie needs Sammy. Sammy doesn't need Eddie for this, supposedly for this thing to work, and Sammy has said that before in an interview on YouTube. You can look it up. He said, sooner or later, those guys are going to call me. He said, they've tried it with, this last guy talking about Dave. He said, that really, didn't work. He said, who else are they going to call? He said, sooner or later, they're going to call me. He said that. It's documented on YouTube. Excuse me. And so it's kind of like, and I remember when he said that, I was like, I believe he's on to something. Sammy's not a stupid man. He's really smart. He's been in the business a long time, man. He knows the ups and downs. So there you go. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you think Eddie needs Sammy? Or does Sammy need Eddie? I think Eddie needs Sammy. Like my buddy said in Louisiana. I mean, he told me that, and I said, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. I'm not putting nobody in a corner here or saying anything negative. I'm just using common sense. What else are they going to do if they decide to do something? It's a little too late to start over with another singer. It's kind of too late in the game for that, I would think. So very interesting article here on classicrock.com. Your place for all your classic rock needs. Also, be sure to visit thejoewentzproject.com. Shameless plug, man. So, yeah, very cool, very interesting. Like I've said before, I'll say it again. I'd love to see it happen with Sammy, not with Dave. Just my 2 cents. Love Eddie Van Halen, love Van Halen. License plate, T-shirt. Come on, man. The guitars, Wolfgang specials, all that stuff. So, yeah, it would be cool. I'd love to see something happen. That would be nice. Be really cool. Okay, guys. I just thought I would read you that article. I know it's a couple years old, but I was just going through some stuff, surfing the web. Does anybody even say that anymore? Surfing the web? Wow. And I came across that, I was like, I wonder if there's something on here about it. Of course, there was, plenty of stuff, It's amazing what you can find if you just dig a little. Crazy. Vodka. Whew. Man, so he was getting lit before he went to school. Man, golly. Oh, well, I mean, when I went to high school, there's a lot of kids, that would, not a lot, but there were some that would do that, sneak some stuff into school, whatever. The one thing I remember a lot of times that when the bell would ring and you go from class to class, and you walked in this little corridor, and you come down the steps, come down these set of steps, and you'd be on the lower level. Well, when you did that, come down that flight of steps, a lot of times kids would hide under the staircase and they'd smoke a cigarette. And a lot of times, man, they would smoke a doobie, You come in that door, the top floor, and you walk down, you could smell it. And I was like, good God. And I was like, are they crazy? So I don't know. I thought it was insane because there was only 5 minutes between class. I mean, how much of that could you, I mean, if you had to walk from one end to the school to the other, they figured 5 minutes was enough, go to your locker and all that. And then some kids would hide out and smoke a doobie. And I was like, boy, they're brave, man. I was like, can you imagine if they got busted? I mean, they'd get expelled. Charges would be filed. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Things have changed a lot over the years because now you can get that, legally if you have all the right documentation. Wow. Which, hell, it should be legal. It's not going to hurt nothing, Anyway, that's a whole nother avenue. Don't need to get in there. Y'all have a great day, man. Have a blessed day. God bless y'all. Thank you for watching. Will a reunion happen? We'll have to wait and see. Have no clue. So, just keep your fingers crossed, man. We'll see. Everybody keep rocking. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.